What's up, Tasty Nation? Welcome back to the show. E-minis up 60, NASDAQ up 460. Could be a big green day in the market. We've got Matt Tuttle on the line here. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well, very well. It's been a wild couple of days here. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, this market's been crazy. It's been FOMO into everything AI related, especially memory and photonics. You're going to have days like you saw on Friday. The thing I think we've got to figure out is if we hit a top or when we hit a top, it's going to look a lot like we saw on Friday. But, I don't think we're there yet. What we've been telling people over the weekend in our newsletters, you want to still have exposure to these names, but, watch your position sizing. And, if Friday was too painful, that just really means you've got too much in some of these names and you've got to balance it out with some other areas.
Matt, how you been, man? Good to see you again. We talked once before. This is a huge week for you. I mean, you're into space. How else can I say it? And obviously, we had a huge ETF. I'm sorry, ETF. You have an ETF, but we have a huge IPO coming up this week. How you feeling, man? What's up? What's going on?
I'm feeling great. The cat was let out of the bag last week. We actually gave SpaceX their symbol.
No kidding. How do you mean?
What's that?
How do you mean?
We the SPCX, we used to have that. So I gave it to Elon. They sent out a tweet about that last week, so I think I can confirm it at least.
Wait, hold on a second. This is deep. No, I didn't know this. Hold on. So you guys gave me this. Is this like, how in like sports, like somebody pays somebody for their number? Is this kind of how this went?
that part I can't talk about. I can only talk about what SpaceX tweeted out, where they thanked me for the symbol and told me to live long and prosper, which I plan on doing both of those things. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I mean, we're going to be very active in that name. SPCI is our pure play space ETF. We'll put that in there. UFOD is my UFO disclosure ETF. It's going in there. And then we're also doing a 2X for those of you who are so inclined and in like leverage on names like this. We'll be involved there. We may do some stuff on the income side with SpaceX as well. We'll see. I haven't decided, but three kind of ETFs that have SpaceX involved is pretty good for us.
For the income ETFs, it's interesting. I feel like they've been popping up everywhere over the last couple of years. And maybe you can't shed too much light on this, but like, it's always interesting to me when I see something like that, and then you look into the prospectus and it's like, covered call type situations, like selling premium around static positions. Has that been something that kind of evolved and threw itself onto the plate, for lack of better phrases, as the options market gained more liquidity?
So it did. I don't know why, covered calls on a stock like SpaceX or, some of the other ones that are out there, in my mind, are a stupid strategy. Why sell your upside on something, especially a SpaceX that, I've been in markets since 1981. I've seen hot IPOs. I've never seen anything like this. Quite honestly, I have no idea. I mean, if it quadrupled in a day, I wouldn't be shocked. If it went down 25%, I wouldn't be shocked. I don't know what to expect, but the upside potential on this is massive. So if we do anything on the income side, it's going to be selling put credit spreads.
Yeah.
Generate income, keep all your upside. They're going to be covered call ETFs on SpaceX. Again, not a fan. I want to preserve all my upside on this name.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, like you said, nobody knows what to expect. A lot of people prior to Friday were thinking this coming Friday was going to be the liquidity event and the market was going to fall. And, a new huge IPO coming out was going to just completely change the market, which we've seen happen before. So you kind of feel like this is it's all out of the way, and now you have a new thing. But after space, I mean, what's next, man? Like, is it spaceships? What do you think? I mean, what's the next thing beyond these like space IPOs and ETFs?
Yeah, I mean, well, space is something we're not even in the first inning of. If we put data centers in space, which I think we're going to, not tomorrow, obviously, you're going to need a whole infrastructure around that. And there's so many things still that's going to go into space and the mining and the power generation and the cooling. So I still think space is an area that I want to be in. Photonics and memory are kind of the obvious ones, but I think you've got to kind of keep peeling that onion. So, the lights and the coherence and the SanDisks and the Hynix, those are the obvious names now. And you want to keep, all right, what's the next level? What's the next level? So one area we're looking at are the substrates, the glass companies that you need to, have that light go through. And, we're going to keep looking at that on the memory side. I think you got to keep trying to stay ahead of where everybody else is on all these AI kind of bottleneck themes.
Yeah, that's fair. And we're super excited with the SpaceX IPO. I think to your point of watching your trade size and just staying responsible and intelligent with trading, I think we've seen this story before. IPOs come out, they fly around. The bid-ask spreads are a little wide. The options market in SpaceX will probably be, in a day or two after. I would imagine that they would list them pretty quickly here. But again, right when they're listed, the options are going to be pretty wide here. And hopefully they'll narrow out over time. I think that will be the case because everybody's paying attention to this. Everyone's going to be trading this. It's going to be a super fun trading vehicle for sure.